So I'm Graham Vowles of Bloxstore, and we're here today at the GEO Business event for the Bloxstore Launch. I'm very excited. I'm here with my good friends and colleagues, and we're going to be talking to people about geospatial data licensing.
Hi, so I'm Ed Parsons. I'm Google's geospatial technologist, which is basically just the maps guy. That's who I am.
Tell me a little bit about the nature of your business.
Well, I think probably most people have some idea what Google is about. My role in this is to, I suppose, try to explain where geography, where maps comes into Google's mission of organising the world's information. You know, behind the scenes, there is an awful lot of complexity, lots of data that we have to obtain from third parties, government agencies, organisations that know how the public transport systems are operating, all to provide our end users with those very simple answers.
What do you feel Bloxstore should be working on?
Well, I'd love you to make our job easier.
Okay.
I think that's probably what everyone is going to say to you. It's a very complicated environment. We employ literally hundreds of people involved in gathering, licensing that data, working out contracts. If there were more standardized processes around that, particularly data sets produced by the public sector, that would make our life a lot easier. For society as a whole, if there was a bigger ecosystem of people that were accessing geospatial data to build these future solutions, then I think everyone would benefit. So anything that can simplify that process will be hugely valuable.
Okay, no, thank you, Ed. Much appreciated. Bye then.
Okay. Really fundamental, amazing technology is indistinguishable from magic. Let's talk about. I just want to go through and understand how this thing works. And from my point of view, the thing that makes a smartphone smart is its ability to understand its location, to understand its user's location. So immediately when you switch your phone on, it connects to a mobile phone network or to a Wi-Fi network, and your location is then established. How is that information shared with third parties? Now, this is actually where you are protected by laws. There's a huge value there with that information. It makes what we do in our day-to-day lives using these services, it makes them work. We've never had to think about that ability to always in real time potentially be able to know and share our location with the rest of the world.
Andrew Coote, I'm the Chief Executive of Consultingware.
And can you tell me a little bit about the challenges that your customers face?
So a lot of our customers are in developing countries,
right.
And in those particular countries they are looking at future strategy in terms of their products that they have at the moment. Most of those are data products, and looking to see how the mix of products and services will work for them in the future, because with a drive in a lot of countries towards open data, they are being forced, whether they like it or not, to make their data available for free. And so therefore the problem that leaves is they are then totally reliant upon government direct funding. And so they're looking more at whether they can use the data that they have to produce services, and particularly I think looking towards the future what are called insights. So they are looking to be able to provide the answers to questions that customers have for free. They still need pricing, and pricing not so much, but licensing to be sorted out, because one of the key things is to do with data sharing. And I'm currently doing a piece of work for a developing country which is helping them to develop a strategy for data sharing. Some people are updating that data and then not giving it back to them. And so that sharing is something that needs to be better policed, and also to be the benefits of sharing data to be better expressed. But then going back to the other part of it, which is pricing and licensing, is how do they go about fixing the pricing for those particular data products that they've got. I mean, I've got another client where the amount they're actually recovering from selling their data is actually so low, it does not pay. It doesn't pay for the administration doing the invoicing.
We're trying to find ways, as you know, to reduce the costs and make it more efficient.
Yes, yeah.
So I was wondering if you had any particular advice for us, Bloxstore, as a company, and anything you feel we should be doing to help out those people.
Yeah, I think the difficulty that you have, Graham, is if you like, you're a niche within a niche.
No,
okay, so therefore you need to form partnerships, and there is an aspect of it that's to do with pricing and licensing. Then they know who to call.
To share with us some thoughts on the plan that's just been released and some of the steps forwards for the Commission.
We are here to provide the geospatial and digital thread through some of the major challenges facing us all in the UK. This is the geospatial moment, driving and optimising interoperability of data sets. Secondly, it's about enhancing accessibility to data. No point having great data if the community can't access it. Thirdly, making communities, local, central government, private sector, aware of the data. And lastly, most important, enhancing and ensuring the quality of the data. The headline target in the private sector is to add up to, and we believe this is possible, 6 to 11 billion of economic value add. We want to optimise the provision of public services through that digital geospatial thread. The focus for 1920 is continue to deliver on looking at how do we enhance the geospatial sector, which is a 300 billion per annum global sector, growing very rapidly, so we want to be part of that.
Digital media. So I've actually done 2 years outside of Geo to understand how other content types are licensed. Essentially what we're looking to do is to support both creators, geospatial data providers and reusers, and to make the process less painful on both sides. So we've broken it down into these 5 simple steps: create, offer, license, reuse and manage. It makes it a simpler journey, faster access, easier to comply with legal aspects around copyright and intellectual property law, and most importantly, this is actually about the person-to-person relationship. So this is not about the technology, this is about human beings collaborating and working together.